Hello, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to the next match. We're gonna take a look at some deaths versus what the frick.
We are never going to get tired of saying that name. But yeah, finally, this is going to be. Um, I am very excited for this match. These two teams have proven themselves to be very, very strong teams here at this LAN event. I am definitely very curious to see how these two Titans are going to clash. Some deaths, of course, having some of the best players in all of Europe, while What the Frick have some very notable high-end top-level players. So I'm so curious to see how the matchup between these two teams is going to go.
Yeah, I think it might be quite hard to make a prediction on this match. I hope everyone is voting in the chat. I see you all voting there. It seems most of the votes have been going to What the Frick, but they've both been proving to be very strong. So let's see what's actually going to happen.
Oh no, for sure, and especially as we move on to our Game 1 Rainmaker on Scorch Gorge. Well, from what we've seen here, all right, take a wild guess at what weapons we want to see here. Take a wild guess.
I think there might be some weapons that we've been seeing quite often already. So
Yeah.
I'd say umbrella.
Umbrella. That is a very interesting prediction. I mean, I was steering more towards splash and ballpoint, but you know, umbrella could work as well. But yeah, as we move in here, some deaths versus What the Frick. What the Frick coming out with a pretty traditional composition, double shooter. Like I said, the splash and the ballpoint with Sloshy's traditional vanilla slosher, and Hunty coming out with the splatter shot. While some deaths coming out with their tried and true carbon roller deco composition. They do not want to switch off of it. They are comfortable with what they know how to use.
I love seeing the carbon roller because it's a weapon that you, aside from this, of course, never see that often. So it's great getting these picks off. Right now, they are 3 down already on some deaths. As you could say, they already have some deaths going.
Oh no, for sure. What the frick? An explosive opening already at the checkpoint, and they are setting up some specials. Tri-Strike and Zuka clearing a lot of space on some death's plat. But man, 2 down on the side of What the Frick. This crop tank is going to be devastating. That's 3 down, and that is going to be the end of the push for What the Frick, with some deaths coming back into mid to paint a little bit and get some specials going.
Some deaths immediately being as aggressive as possible, trying to take that lead back because they had all the people were down, they had the space to move, and right now they're proving it to their top.
Oh no, for sure. Storm with the Rainmaker getting some picks, but that is a 3v3 right now. And they've just barely missed the checkpoint. That's 3 down the side of What the Frick. Some deaths need to get this checkpoint right now. Come on, they can do it. And actually, we are going to have one of the members, Pro Mono, pushing up very, very aggressively, trying to open up some space. But this Trizuka from Hunty may be devastating if they can find some picks. They do not, but oh man, it is just a huge stalemate right now. Hunty needs to get that pick, and that is a wipeout on the side of some deaths. What the frick, the only member alive was Hunty. They managed to win that 1v1 with the carbon roller deco, clearing up some space for their team to move back into mid and keep some deaths from getting any more points.
Right now it's looking quite 50-50 as What the Frick is trying to paint the map more so they can have some space to move around. Getting some picks off, 2 down on some deaths, being chased and getting an absolute wipeout. That's insane. This is their chance to move forward.
Oh no, and look at this. Oh my goodness, Sloshy playing so aggressively. Oh wow, just already in there with their signature vanilla slosher. They get some points on the board. Promano going so deep. They get one. Oh, they get a trade on Hunty. That's good enough. Some death is going to struggle here a little bit. What the frick managed to get a few points all the way to 47, but it is definitely not over. It's still 2.5 minutes left, but they can't get picked right now. That was a terrible play by Okami. They got singled out by that slosh on the side of What the Frick, and that's gonna delay their push for a while.
Yeah, the slosher there had such a good precision. There was no way for the carbon roller to make any kind of sneaky kills there because they were picked up immediately. Right now they get 1 pick off, and What the Frick, and grab coming down. Oh, it's a trade too.
Ugh, I'm not sure. These are a lot of trades coming out from some deaths. And no, you can just see it's just trade after trade after trade. And we've talked about this before. Trades only favor the team that is defending. All it does is just slow down the neutral game. It makes both teams play a lot slower. But regardless, that snipe from the Trizuka might just be what some deaths was looking for. And that's all down. Some deaths are just beaming it. They get the lead. They are trying to get some more points on the board. 35 already. And this is what broke What the Frick all the way to 28, but it is not over yet. There are no specials online. Well, okay, never mind. 2 online for What the Frick, but some deaths managing to hold on, but there's a disconnect. There's a disconnect on the side of some deaths, and it is too late for a replay.
It's not looking good for some deaths right now. This is currently What the Frick's chance to move back in because they have an extra player currently.
Oh, for sure, but some deaths is doing a great job of holding on, just trying to get some trades, trying to hold on for another minute. But What the Frick are trying to are just setting up some of their specials, setting up that crab tank. They're trying to get some other specials online, and it's looking grim for some deaths. That lack of a player, it's devastating for them.
This was extremely unfortunate for some deaths with the lead. It was so incredibly big, and now we just see there was some free space from What the Frick to move on. They get the wipe out. This is their chance for the knockout too. I think it's over.
Oh, that was so unfortunate for some deaths. They managed to get such a great push there. That I honestly thought that was a guaranteed game for them as long as they defended well, but once that player disconnected, that was just the final, that was the nail in the coffin. And What the Frick just managed to deal with, just managed to take advantage of that man advantage and, well, take it back all the way to almost a knockout.
This was truly unfortunate, and I wonder if it has happened in the same spot. We never know.
Yeah, that's what's unfortunate. You know, if you get a disconnect that late into the game, those are outside of replay rules. You cannot replay that match, and that's what we saw some deaths get hit by so hard.
If both agree to replay, we're gonna replay.
Okay. Oh, however, we are receiving news. There are going to be some deliberation between the two teams. They are going to negotiate and see if both teams agree to a replay, even if it's not technically in the disconnection rules. They will do a replay if both teams agree on it.
So we might see the same match yet again. It's very dependent on the sportsmanship we've got going right now. But replay? Okay.
And we are receiving news. There will be indeed a replay here. Yeah.
We held it from multiple sides. We're definitely going to see a replay, so we're definitely going to see how this is going to end up. It was still a very exciting 50-50 match. Some deaths got a very important wipeout, which would have maybe gotten them the win if What the Frick did not turn it around, aside from, of course, the one disconnect.
Oh yeah, definitely. And now with this replay, there will be no changes in composition, so we will still be seeing the same thing. And we're honestly, I'm just curious to see how these two teams learn from the last game. This is essentially just a redo, not necessarily just for some deaths, even though they lost, but also for What the Frick. Since you know, before the disconnect, they were on, they got the short end of the stick. They were losing by a very comfortable margin, so they may have learned some disadvantages on from some deaths playstyle that they may be able to take advantage of in this replay.
Yeah, even if What the Frick took the win, this is definitely beneficial to both teams because they can learn how the other team plays and how they can adapt to it for the next potential matches.
For sure. And regardless, let's jump right in with this replay. 0 deaths versus What the Frick. Again, no composition changes, no gear changes, no nothing. Exact redo. And these two teams are boiling. They want to figure out who the better one is. No DCs, no cheesing, no nothing. They just want to find out which one is better. Some deaths managed to get an early pop, farming a lot of specials. Quick crab and quick crab tank coming out on both sides. But no picks coming down. Never mind. That is a trade. That's 2 on the side, 3 down on the side of What the Frick. Some deaths getting a very early lead, but this Inkjet, if they can get a pick on the Rainmaker, it will be huge, and they do. Promano, a very aggressive positioning, but man, Leah managing to get that pick with the Inkjet is massive. That is going to stall out some Death's push a lot, and that's actually 2 down on the side of them already. But Promano getting 2, gets Hunty and Yaru. Some Deaths have a push open yet again. What the frick? Just even with that stalling was just not enough, and some Deaths open up again.
Some that's moving forward, absolutely aggressive. We see the crab tag coming out. Yeah, getting a pick off here and moving forward with the Rainmaker. Currently 2 down, 3 down, so it's only the Rainmaker left.
Ooh, and yeah, no, Storm just wants to play safe, give his teammates some jumps back, which we are seeing, and try to, they think they're coming out. If they can get some picks, that would be huge. Trying to play safe, trying to stay alive, gets a pick on Sloshy. Ooh, oh, but they do reset the Rainmaker. Okay, they reset the Maker, and Storm should be punished. Okay, they're not. But this is still devastating for what the frick. Even though they managed to reset the Rainmaker, they just lost one of their players. They just lost their triple link strikes. And Some Death is looking to come back here with renewed energy. That Booyah Bomb gonna make a lot of space. And all the way to 36 goes the Rainmaker. Even though it's 3 down on the side of Some Death, the damage has been done. That's a wipeout. What the frick are going to have a counter push ready. But man, Some Deaths pushed it all the way to 36 very quickly.
I think the DC definitely activated their bloodthirst even more because they are ready to take the win right now. But they're currently such a big lead, it'll be hard for What the Freak to come back at this point if they keep defending well.
But regardless, that's 2 down on the side of Some Deaths. They only have the crab tank to defend. What the frick doing a great job just slowly pushing in. They have the crab tank. They are going to stall it out, but Okami goes down. You can't have that. You need all 4 players up, but they trade it out. But that's 3 down the side of What the frick. Some Deaths managing to hold on, and that's a wipeout.
Oh my goodness, this is all going incredibly fast. You could say, what the frick. And they're moving right back up immediately. Some Deaths, you can see the machine here pushing right back up, trying to get some picks in. Immediately target has the Booyah Bomb ready. We're seeing it coming out right now, pushing everyone back as fast as possible while trying to get the Rainmaker in and scoring some more points.
Ooh, this Rainmaker stays alive through all that, all the way to 20. This is looking so dangerous for What the frick. I mean, sure, a lead of 35 or 36 is bad, sure, but it's definitely winnable. But a lead of 20 on a map that is so stally such as this one, that is going to be very difficult for What the frick to come back from, and especially if What the frick keep losing members like they are right now. They have 2 specials online, but they can't keep losing their splash player. They need that crab tank to force their way into mid and set up a good push to take back lead.
We see specials coming out on both sides. Not many going down just yet. We see the ballpoint coming down, the ballpoint down, and the machine down. This is the time to move forward. As you can see, the Rainmaker is absolutely free, trying to make some weight. They come back so quickly. There's just no time to get there.
Oh yeah, and 1 minute remaining, but regardless, some Deaths. Oh, that's a delayed wipe on the side of Some Deaths. What the frick? Pushing up very aggressively. Last minute. This is final fight, or final 2-3 fight territory, folks. Okami manages to get a pick on the Slosher. That is huge. That trade is going to be in favor of Some Deaths. They're closer to the objective. They can get their specials faster, and What the frick are going to have to deal with these picks. 40 seconds left. Crab Tank coming out from Toyobin. Some Deaths trying to hold on, but Storm gets picked. That's a huge Okami. Okami gets a trade though. Oh, but it's only Toyobin alive. They need to get a pick on this Rainmaker right now. They're getting
just one player
very
left.
close.
This is so insane. Oh god.
But that is 3 down on the side of What the frick. Some Deaths managed to hold on. That's a wipeout. 17 seconds left. 15. That is basically the game for Some Deaths. They're just going to not even pop the Rainmaker. They're just going to keep it there. Very happy. They're just going to go for some easy picks, 2v2, but that is going to be the game for Some Deaths. Congratulations to them, moving the set along 1-0 in their favor.
Yeah, Some Deaths definitely proved themselves here. Good for them on getting the replay.
No, that replay, like you mentioned, Say, that just imbued them with energy, with bloodlust. They were out for this win, and What the frick just did not know how to respond. Some Deaths just That's what we were talking about. These two teams with this second chance, they both got they had the opportunity to learn from their mistakes and learn from the other other team's strengths and try to find some ways to adapt with this replay. And I mean, we saw what the Frick take advantage of some of the things that some Death got away with in the original game, but some Deaths just adapted so well. They instantly they analyzed what the frick so well, and they knew what they were going to be doing. They knew when they were going to pop their specials. They knew when to wait them out, how to counterplay them, and yeah, what the frick barely even got past the 35 mark, and while some Deaths pushed it all the way to 20. That's a great job from them.
Yeah, What the Freak was able to move in and get some great scoring going on, but it was just a little bit too late, and when they got picked up, it was essentially already over, as we saw just now. But maybe they can get a return on the next match. We're going to take a look at the next Splat Zones match on what's called in the museum.
Yes, Splatoon Museum de Alfonsino, yet another staple Splatoon 3 map. We have seen this since day one. These teams have a lot of experience on this. So, honestly, let's look at what these teams are going to come out with.
It seems that most of them are sticking with what they know. We can see the Carmen row and... Yep.
But that is a disconnect again on the side of some Deaths. This is unfortunate, folks. There must be some issues with some of the land equipment, but yeah,
at least it happened in the first second.
we actually have our tournament organizer here, Alice. She is a little bit frustrated right now with all the technical difficulties we're having, but yeah, that is the second disconnect on the side of some Deaths. Very unfortunate, but again, that is within disconnect rules. That is within replay territory. So yeah, so this is without negotiation. This is an automatic replay.
I think when it comes to Splatoon, it's bound to happen, and it definitely happens. So that's something to deal with. And good thing there are disconnection rules, because we can just wait out for the replay currently.
Yeah. But we didn't have much time to talk about the map. Let's talk a little bit about how these teams might approach it.
So the zone is especially in the middle of the map. We can see usually we see players like Splat Blinks staying back up the plat and trying to get picks up on the other side. So as you can see, we already saw some of the ball points coming out, and shooters are also definitely strong too. It's just mostly some of the same setups. We see sloshers, shooters, and the ballpoint coming back out. Especially there's a lot of elevation on this level too, so the sloshers can be definitely strong as well.
For sure, and honestly, yeah, and honestly, this is what we already know the compositions that these two teams are going to be going with. It's going to be it's just going to be the same composition they've been sticking with. They're very comfortable on them.
Yep.
So it's really just going to depend. They have very similar play styles. Some one is a little bit more aggressive than the other, but it's just going to depend on which team can play to their win conditions a little bit better, such as it is in all esports, really.
Yeah, I'm definitely wondering if Okami can keep up with the kills on this map, because it definitely seems a bit tougher as the Carbon to perform well here. But you know, Okami is continuously was able to prove everyone wrong with their kills. This I see right now.
Yeah, and just as you say it, that's a clean pick from Okami, but it might just not be enough. It's only Toyobin left. Gets picked by Hunty, and that is going to be an early advantage from What the Frick.
Yeah, What the Frick is going to hold the middle right now. Just painting, throwing bombs, making sure the breast cannot come in anymore. So coming off on Okami, really nice, holding the base pretty well.
No, and I'm not too sure about that aggression from Okami. They're kind of struggling a little bit. They're not doing. They're just kind of pushing it a little bit too aggressively without too much thinking going on right now. And yeah. Okami, it's just they're playing way too aggressive. They need to play more off of their weapons' sharking potential. They can't just rush in like a quick respawn Slayer. They need to play a bit slower, wait for opportunities, but now they might not be able to do that, as this is going into knockout territory. What the frick? Just all the way down to 19 already. Toyobin trying to salvage it with a crab tank, and they do. That is going to be penalty for What the Frick, giving some Deaths a little bit more time and just giving them a second chance to come back from this.
Yeah, it definitely felt they were playing too aggressive. They didn't have much paint going on, so when you drop down and there's no paint to go into, you're just gonna get picked off, and everyone can see where you are. And Okami getting an amazing kill on Slashy right here. I was quite amazed by the range. Playing aggressive, getting the kills off now, it seems to work definitely well for them. They just had to turn it back around. You see the trap coming out. The super coming out. Oh, it's
just barely threading the needle and picking Yaru on top of the crab tank. That small little head hitbox at the top of the special. And now, this is just a repeat of what we were seeing at the beginning of the match. It's looking very dangerous for What the Frick. They lose a member. They lose Sloshy. They need to move in right now. This is huge luck on territory. They're throwing all their special out the zone, but some does have a lot of pain. Picked by Storm. It's just not going to be enough, and that is Game 2 going to some deaths and the set.
an incredibly smooth ride for some deaths. I definitely thought What the Frick was going to turn it around. They had the zone for so long at the start, but we were proven wrong by some deaths getting everything right. And oh, side.
And yeah, slightly little issue with the transitions, but it doesn't matter. We have our result, folks. 2-0 in favor of some deaths. Congratulations to them. And so we are going to be setting up for our final match of the evening.
Yes, this is going to be the last match of this group. We are currently waiting for them to get ready. While we wait, we're going to take a small break. Be sure to get something to drink. Stay hydrated because it's very warm.
And yeah, we'll be right back. Stay tuned.